Well, hello, it's Miss Gina, and I thought we would read The Boy Who Touched the Stars, El Niño que Touched the Stars. It's by Jose M. Hernandez, and the illustrations are by Stephen James Petruccio. So we're going to dive right in. It's by Pinata Books. There's our title page. There goes a rocket ship. And it has Spanish translations in it by Gabriela Beza Ventura. I'm going to read the English version today. It's dedicated to all the children who dream big. I hope my story empowers them to reach for their own stars. Every evening when I was a boy, he was a niño, a boy, I would look out my window and stare at the stars. Las estrellas. Some were blue, yellow, white, blanco, amarillo, and verde. No, verde's green. I'll have to look that up. Some were larger and brighter than others. Most were twinkle in the dark sky. It was as if they were alive. Later, I would learn that the ones that did not twinkle were planets. I also discovered that some stars fell from the sky, a falling star. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket, save it for a rainy day. And each time I would see one falling, I hoped to find it so I could put it in my pocket and carry it as a good luck charm. Hopefully it had time to cool off. My parents were frame workers. They didn't build barns and houses. They were farm workers who labored in the fields of California after the harvest. He would drive to La Piedad, Mexican, a small town in central Mexico, where my grandparents lived, and I probably butchered that. I always stared at the moon through the car window while my brothers and sisters slept. It was as if the moon was following me, which made me feel very special. The moon became my best friend. Talking to the moon. Okay, little Bruno Mars thrown in for fun. With all the traveling, it was difficult to do our schoolwork, and we had a hard time learning English. But everything changed when my second grade teacher, Miss Young, talked to my parents about the importance of staying in one place for our education. My parents decided to stay in the United States. I started enjoying school. When Miss Young found out that I liked astronomy, she gave me a book titled The Sun, the Moon, and the Stars that explained all about space. Books became my best friends. They were his amigos, his friends. I felt like I knew a lot about astronomy. When man landed on the moon, I was so excited to actually see the astronauts on our TV. I closed my eyes and I imagined myself wearing a spacesuit. That was 1969. That's when I decided to become an astronaut. When I shared my dream with my family, my father told me that I really wanted that. That if I really wanted that, I had to follow a recipe, identify my goal, determine how long it would take me to achieve it, and create a plan to reach it. Mom added that I should do well in school and work hard. Later, I thought of another ingredient. Never ever give up. I was very happy because my parents believed I could be an astronaut. This meant that I was closer to touching the stars. Here they are watching their TV. There's a man on the moon in their TV. One day while I was picking cucumbers, I heard on my pocket radio that Dr. Franklin Chang Diaz, a scientist from Costa Rica, had been selected to be a NASA astronaut. I went to the school and public libraries and borrowed books about him. I found out that we shared similar backgrounds. He did not speak perfect English like me, and he even looked like me. I thought, if he can do it, so can I. There he is working in the field on a farm. Looks like they're picking cucumbers. Maybe somebody's going to make cucumber pie. Maybe pickles. Before I knew it, I was in college. I was very excited to be one step closer to becoming an astronaut. But I was nervous that all my classes were going to be harder than my classes in high school. Each time I ran into a difficulty, I would stare out my bedroom window at the night and admire the stars. They helped me remember my goals and kept me going. There he is in college. He's still going. That says University of the Pacific back there. His sign says, "Hi, Mom." Hi, Mom. My hard work paid off when I finally graduated as an electrical engineer. I dedicated my graduation to my family who always believed in me. I even wrote, "Hi, Mom," on the top of my graduation cap. Although I was not an astronaut yet, I was getting closer to achieving my dream. And there he is. That's the top of his graduation cap or hat. I began working as an engineer at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory a few years later. I got married, and although I was very happy with my life, I knew I had not fulfilled my dream. So I applied to NASA. They rejected my application, but I did not give up. I submitted another application listing my new accomplishments. He put that he graduated college with an electrical engineering degree, I would say. It's a science degree. There is a microscope. Got some computer laptops. No, it's just a computer screen, not a laptop. I learned how to fly airplanes, got certified as a scuba diver, and even learned how to speak Russian. NASA rejected me 11 times. But on my 12th try, NASA finally selected me to become an astronaut. This experience taught me to never give up. He was rejected his first time. He was rejected the second time. He was rejected the third time. He was rejected the fourth time. He was rejected the fifth time. He was rejected the sixth time. He was rejected the seventh time. He was rejected the eighth time. He was rejected the ninth time. He was rejected the 10th time. And he was rejected for an 11th time. But when he submitted that NASA application on try 12, he got accepted to NASA. So just because somebody tells you no or rejects you, don't give up. Don't quit. Edison said he just found thousands of ways that things didn't work. He discovered the light bulb, or kept going till he got it right. After 2 years, I finished astronaut school and earned my wings. NASA assigned me to the space mission. And that is when I knew turning my dreams into reality had been worth all the work. I would travel aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery to the International Space Station with 6 other astronauts. We were all very excited to be part of this important mission. There they are, astronauts. People that go to NASA and go into space. There's a rocket ship. When the moment arrived to blast off into space, my heart was beating very fast. We entered the space shuttle, adjusted our seatbelts, and anxiously awaited the countdown. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Now you know there's more numbers than that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! That's it. The space shuttle went from 0 to 17,500 miles per hour and reached outer space in just 8.5 minutes. We were 280 miles high above the Earth. That is so cool. Once we were in space, I took off my seatbelt and started to float. I did my best Superman impersonation as I floated through the cabin. It was amazing. We spent 14 days in space, going around the planet once every 90 minutes. We conducted many experiments. When I had a free minute, I looked out the window. Earth looked so very pretty from high above. We went around Earth 217 times and traveled more than 5.7 million miles on this mission. That's a long way. Wonder how much fuel you need for that trip and how much that would cost. That's got to be an expensive fuel up. They call it fuel. A big crowd cheered when we returned safely to Earth. The mission was a total success. When I finally had a chance to get some rest, I laid down on the grass in the backyard to gaze at the stars. It was remarkable to think that I had been up there just a few days earlier. I was finally an astronaut. I had touched the stars. The kids are watching him on TV. I share my story because I think we can all reach our own stars if we follow my parents' recipe. Identify your goal, determine how far you are from reaching it, and create a plan to reach it. Then do well in school and work hard. And don't forget my secret ingredient: never give up. So tell me, what is your dream? What stars do you want to touch? So what is your dream? What do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to accomplish? What have you always wanted to do? Think about that. Write it down. Write your goals down. Identifying your goal simply means figuring out what it is. Then write it down. Then plan a way to get there. It says, Jose M. Hernandez was born into a migrant farm working family from Mexico. He spent much of his childhood traveling up and down California to work the fields and didn't learn English until he was 12 years old. In spite of this, he obtained undergraduate and graduate degrees in electrical engineering in 2004. He was selected to be part of the 19th class of U.S. astronauts. He achieved his lifelong dream of becoming an astronaut in 2009 when he served as the flight engineer on the Space Shuttle Discovery on a 14-day mission to the International Space Station. Jose M. Hernandez nació en una familia de trabajadores. Okay, I'm going to have to learn better Spanish. And then we'll read it in Spanish next time, maybe. Stephen James Petruccio wanted to be an artist for as long as he can remember. He identified his goal. He wanted to be an artist. He wanted to reach the stars. He wanted to be an astronaut. So they identified their goal. They figured out what they wanted. And he's been wanting to be an artist, Petruccio, since he can remember, as long as he can remember. He has been a professional artist for more than 30 years, illustrating over 80 picture books, including for the award-winning series, the Smithsonian Oceanic Collection. His illustrations were included in the exhibit, American Nostalgia. Contemporary artists reinterpret the themes of Norman Rockwell. Oh, I'd like to see that. And one of his books was featured on PBS popular TV show Reading Rainbow in 2012. Stephen received the Rip Van Winkle Award from the School Library Media Specialists of Southeastern New York for his contributions to children's literature. Wow. So both the men involved in bringing you this book identified their goals and had successful careers. This book right here, The Boy Who Touched the Stars. That little Nino. And so Northern Lights Book Award winners, STEM category, Texas Institute of Letters Best Children's Picture Book. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you pursue your goals. And if you don't know what you want to do, pay attention to what you like to do and what gets your interest and what you think about most. Those might be what you want to do. And then you can identify it and reach for the stars. So I'll see you next time. I hope you read more in the end of 2024 and grow your brain.